Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2008 format. On one side, we've got the Leafeon and Magmortar deck going up against the Empoleon deck, as used by Dylan Lefavour, the Senior Division World Champion. The Leafeon deck is going to be focused on hitting fast with either Leafeon or Magmortar, while disrupting the opponent with cards like Cessation Crystal, Energy Removal 2, Crystal Beach, or Team Galactic's Wager. And the Empoleon deck is going to be focused on spreading damage to the opponent's side using Prinplup and Empoleon's first attacks, or they can go all in on the Surf Together attack to take big knockouts. So we'll see which of these two decks to nick the victory today. But before we begin, I'd like to highlight our fan picks for the week, so a big thank you to Discord users Desu and Poner of Souls for sending in their Pokemon pictures. And if you'd like to have your Pokemon pictures featured on a future video, please be sure to join our Discord, which I'll link in the description below. And like always, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account at Holland_Phantom so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle! And here we go, the battle is started with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Leafeon side, we've got Magmar as the active Pokemon, and on the Empoleon side, we've got Chatot as the active Pokemon. The Leafeon side is going first, attaching a Fire Energy to the Magmar, and then attacking with Flare, hitting Chatot for 20 damage. A quick turn now over to the other side, the player's going to be starting out by benching a Piplup, and then attaching a Call Energy to their active Chatot, and they're going to be ending the turn by activating the Call Energy, searching the deck for two more basic Pokemon to add to their bench. There we see another Piplup coming down, along with the Baltoy. And that's going to be ending their turn. Okay, quickly back over to the other side. Let's see who's going to be the first one to use the supporter card. It's going to be the Leafeon player, activating Roseanne's Research to search the deck for an Eevee and a Baltoy. So both players are going to be having access to a Baltoy, hopefully evolving into a Claydol as quickly as possible to use its Cosmic Power ability. And there's the attack once again, another Flare, hitting Chatot for another 20 damage. It is down to just 20 HP remaining. Another Flare will take the KO. On the other side, one of the Piplup evolves into a Prinplup, which then gets a Water Energy. Okay, there we see the supporter card. Steven's Advice, drawing one card for every Pokemon on the opponent's side. It's going to be a total of 3 cards. And next, we see a third Piplup coming down to the bench, along with the Claydol finally coming down to activate the ability Cosmic Power. The player's going to be placing up to 2 cards from their hand at the bottom of the deck, and then they draw until they have 6 cards in hand. One of the most powerful draw abilities in the entire history of the game. Okay, it looks like the player's going to be going on the offense now, switching out their Chatot. It has the free retreat to promote their Prinplup now. And Magmar is weak to Water-type Pokemon. There's the attack Aqua Shower. It's going to be hitting every Pokemon on the opponent's side for 10 damage apiece. But Magmar does have that weakness to Water plus 20, so it takes 30 damage total. Okay, on the other side there we see Energy Removal 2. Here's a coin flip, and it's going to be a heads, discarding the Water Energy off of the Prinplup, hopefully slowing the other player down. And there we see the next supporter card, Celios Network, to search the deck for any Pokemon to add to their hand. And they're going to be choosing their own Claydol now to evolve their Baltoy, so now both players are going to be having access to the Cosmic Power ability. And there we see the Stadium card, Crystal Beach. Okay, the player's going to be activating their Cosmic Power, placing some cards at the bottom of the deck, drawing up until they have 6. So let's see what they get. Do they have the evolution for the Magmar? Oh, still no evolutions. Well, at least not for the Magmar. There's the attack Flare, hitting Prinplup for only 20 damage. Not very good. On the other side, Prinplup once again gets a Water Energy to power up its Aqua Shower attack. And there's the Claydol ability, drawing some more cards out of the deck. Okay, just 2 right now. Did they get any more Prinplup to evolve their benched Piplup? Not yet, but there we see a Celios Network. Searching the deck for... Yeah, there we see the second Prinplup coming down. It's going to be a different one than the active one. And there's the Aqua Shower attack, once again hitting Magmar for 30 damage. It is down to just 10 HP remaining, while the Eevee and the Claydol take 10 damage apiece. Okay, there we see another Energy Removal 2. Here's a coin flip once again. And another heads, once again, getting rid of the Water Energy off the Prinplup. So 2 energy taken off the board so far. There's the Cosmic Power from the Claydol. The player's still going to be searching their deck for that Magmortar to evolve their Magmar. Okay, followed by Steven's Advice to draw 5 cards from the deck. So a lot of draw power coming through this turn. And here we go, the Magmar finally evolves into a Magmortar. There we see a Fire Energy coming down to the Magmortar to activate the Poke Body, Flame Body. Every time it gets Fire Energy, it heals 20 damage. So it's down to just 40 damage taken, and there's the attack. Flame Blast, hitting for a total of 40 damage. Okay, back over to the Empoleon side. And speaking of Empoleon, the benched Prinplup evolves into Empoleon, followed by the Cosmic Power. The player's going to be searching their deck for another Water Energy to keep attacking with the active Prinplup. Okay, they're going to be activating Roseanne's Research to search the deck for the 2 Water Energies. Okay, so they're going to be continuing to use the Aqua Shower. Yeah, there we see a Water Energy coming down to the active Prinplup. The other energy goes to the player's hand. There's the attack. Aqua Shower. And now Magmortar does have the water weakness plus 30, so it's going to be taking 40 damage total, while Eevee and Claydol take another 10 apiece. Okay, the Eevee finally evolves into a Leafeon now, but it does not have any energy so far. Oh, never mind, it's going to be getting a multi-energy, counting as a rainbow energy, provided the Leafeon does not get another special energy card attached, followed by Roseanne's Research to search the deck for another Eevee, and a grass energy now. The Leafeon's going to be needing at least 3 energy to use its second attack Leaf Guard. Here we see an Eevee coming down to the bench, followed by Cosmic Power, putting some more cards to the bottom of the deck, drawing up until the player has 6 cards. No more cards are played. There's the attack, another Flame Blast, taking the KO against Prinplup, and finally taking the first KO of the game. So Leafeon is now in the lead. Back over to the other side. The Chatot comes back into the active spot. It does have that free retreat. But first, there we see Celios Network searching the deck for another Pokemon. It's going to be the Tauros now. Tauros does have the Pokemon Power Crush Chance to discard a Stadium card, and it looks like it's going to be activated, getting rid of the Crystal Beach. So now with Crystal Beach, the player can activate their multi-energies. So now, because they're behind in prizes, they can attach their Scramble Energy, which now counts as a triple Rainbow Energy when attached to an evolved Pokemon, which means that Empoleon is now fully powered up. Okay, the Chatot is going to be retreating to promote the Empoleon, and that should be the KO now, if the player uses the Surf Together attack. Oh, actually, the Dual Splash will also take the KO. So Dual Splash takes the KO against Magmortar and also hits the bench Claydol for 30 damage. Now both players are going to be tied, 5 prizes remaining apiece, but now because both sides are tied, the Scramble Energy just goes back to being a single colorless energy. Okay, on the other side, there we see the Leafeon coming into the active spot. Another Magmar comes to the bench, and then we see a Premier Ball to search the deck for Leafeon Level X. There we see the Level X form coming down, giving it access to a new attack, more HP, and another Poke Power. It's going to be activated in the Poke Power Energy Forcing, letting it attach another energy card to one of their Pokemon, so now the Leafeon is fully powered up. Another Crystal Beach comes down, followed by a supporter card. Team Galactic's Wager, so both players are going to be shuffling away their hands, and they're playing a game of rock, paper, scissors. So let's see who wins. 1, 2, 3, shoot! Oh, it's going to be scissors beats paper. Empoleon wins, so the Empoleon player gets to draw 6 cards, while Leafeon only draws 3. Although the Leafeon player still has access to their Claydol, so it really doesn't slow them down all that much. Okay, there's the Cosmic Power, drawing some more cards, and now both players have 6 cards in hand. Is anything else going to be played for the turn? Yes, there's a Cessation Crystal, a Pokemon tool, coming down to the active Leafeon, which turns off all Poke Powers and Poke Bodies on both sides of the field. And there's the attack, Leaf Guard, hitting for 60 damage. And now Leafeon's going to be taking minus 20 damage during the next turn, and it's also resistant to Water-type Pokemon, so if Empoleon tries to hit Leafeon, it's going to be taking minus 40 damage. On the Empoleon side, the Piplup evolves into a Prinplup. Okay, the player's going to be activating their Warp Point now, switching both active Pokemon. So Leafeon switches out for Magmar, and Empoleon switches out for Chatot. And because their Cessation Crystal went down to the bench, it means that all Poke Powers and Poke Bodies are once again active. Gotta remember that Cessation Crystal only works if it's on the active Pokemon. So there's the Cosmic Power, followed by Steven's Advice, drawing some more cards out of the deck. The player's going to be searching for some Water Energy. Oh, actually, it looks like they did not get any energy cards, so they're going to be attacking with Mimic to shuffle away their hand, and drawing the same cards as... the same number of cards as their opponent has. Okay, back over to the Leafeon side. If the player has a Fire Energy, they can take the KO against this Chatot with a Magmar. Okay, yeah, that's going to be the play. Fire Energy on Magmar. But first, there we see the Cosmic Power from the Claydol. So let's see if the player gets their second Magmortar now. Okay, there's Steven's Advice to draw 5 more cards. They can still draw into it. Or maybe a second Leafeon, because they still have that Eevee on the bench. There we see another energy removal too. Here's the coin flip. And it's going to be a third heads. Discarding the scramble energy off of the Empoleon. So 3 out of 3 heads on all the energy removals. And there's the attack. Flare taking the KO against Chatot. And Leafeon has once again taken the lead. 4 prizes remaining to 5. On the other side there we see the Prinplup coming into the active spot. It does not have any energy though. Okay, there we see another Piplup coming down. Followed by the Cosmic Power on the Claydol. So even if the player has access to another Scramble energy, it does get negated by the Crystal Beach. Okay, so the player's just going to be attaching a single water energy. This Prinplup needs at least 2 energy to use its first attack, so it can't do anything. The player's going to be passing their turn. On the other side, there we see Celia's Network, searching the deck for the second Magmortar to evolve their active Magmar. And now the player's going to be having access to the Flame Blast attack. So Magmortar gets a second Fire energy. Flame Blast hits for 20 damage times the number of energy cards on Magmortar. So it hits Prinplup for 40 damage. Another attack will take the KO. Okay, on the other side there we see the Night Maintenance, searching the discard pile for a Piplup and 2 water energies to be shuffled back into the deck. Just recycling some resources as the player looks like they're struggling to draw some energy cards right now. Okay, but this should help them out. Roseanne's Research, searching the deck for, yeah, both of the energies that were just shuffled back in. So this should be enough for the Prinplup to attack. But it will be getting KO'd on the following turn. So I don't know if it's going to be worth it to attach the energy here. There we see the Cosmic Power. Drawing some more cards out of the deck. They're going to be drawing only 2 cards. So let's see what they got. Oh, okay, they got exactly what they need. The Empoleon to evolve their Prinplup, giving them some better attacks and way more HP. There's the attack. Dual Splash. Taking the KO against the benched Claydol and hitting the active Magmortar for 60 damage. Now, once again, both sides are tied. 4 prizes remaining apiece. Back over to the Leafeon side now. There we see another Baltoy coming down to replace the Claydol that was just KO'd, followed by a supporter card, Castaway, to search the deck for a Fire Energy, a Cessation Crystal, and another Castaway. So they can use this Cessation Crystal to shut off the opponent's Cosmic Power on the following turn. Okay, so first they attach the Fire Energy to activate the Flame Body, healing 20 damage off the Magmortar. So with 3 energy, they can hit for 60 damage with a Flame Blast. Okay, there we see the energy forcing from the Leafeon, attaching a Fire Energy to Eevee. And there's a second Cessation Crystal. Okay, and here's the attack. Hitting for, yeah, 60 damage. It was the Flame Blast attack. Okay, back over to the Empoleon side. Another Piplup comes down. The one that was shuffled back into the deck on the previous turn. There we see Windstorm, discarding the Stadium card and the active Cessation Crystal. So once again, the player has access to their Cosmic Power. And also they can attach another Scramble Energy or Double Rainbow Energy if they want to use it. Okay, but the energy attachment is going to be a Water Energy onto their benched Empoleon. There's the attack. Dual Splash hitting Magmortar for 60 damage. And the benched Leafeon for 30 damage. Dual Splash is not affected by resistance if it hits a benched Pokemon. And Magmortar's down to just 10 HP, so it was a good thing it got healed on the previous turn, otherwise it would have been KO'd. Okay, here we go. The Baltoy evolved into a Claydol, and there we see another Team Galactic's Wager, once again shuffling away the player's hands. 1, 2, 3, shoot! Okay, so both players chose Rock. I gotta go again. 1, 2, 3. And it's gonna be Rock beats Scissors. So Leafeon draws 6, Empoleon only draws 3. If the Leafeon player gets another Cessation Crystal, they can shut off the Cosmic Power on their opponent's side. Okay, they're going to be activating their Energy Forcing again, so to attach a Grass Energy and a Fire Energy to Eevee, followed by Energy Removal 2, and a 4th Heads! All 4 Energy Removal went through, so got rid of 4 energy cards off the opponent's side. There we see the Cosmic Power finally coming down. Drawing some more cards out of the deck. Did they get the Cessation Crystal? Okay, not yet. The Eevee evolves into a Leafeon. There's the attack. And, oh, it looks like it was just the Flame Blast. The player could have used the Fireball Bazooka to take the KO and also spread some damage to the opponent's bench. Okay, but they still took the KO. They took another prize, so they're up 3 prizes to 4 now. The next Empoleon comes into the active spot. And there's Cosmic Power. Do they have a Scramble Energy? Okay, first we see the BB Search. Swapping out one card from their hand for any Pokemon from the deck. It's going to be another Empoleon. Do they have a Rare Candy to evolve one of their Piplup, or do they have another Prinplup? Okay, they have a double Rainbow Energy at least, so they can use their Dual Splash on their Empoleon. Okay, no evolutions coming down. Dual Splash, hitting for... Okay, the KO into the Magmortar, and only hits the Leafeon for 20 damage, as double Rainbow Energy does reduce the attack power by 10. Okay, so once again, both players a tie. 3 prizes remaining apiece. The Leafeon player... Okay, they don't activate any cards, they just go ahead and attack with Verdant Dance, taking the KO against Leafeon for a quick KO. They're down to 2 prizes remaining. On the other side, there we see a Piplup coming into the active spot. It's got no energy. Okay, but the player does have the Rare Candy to evolve Piplup into an Empoleon. There we see a Chatot coming down to the bench, followed by a Warp Point. Once again, forcing both players to swap out their active Pokemon. So the Cessation Crystal goes back to the bench. The player now has access to their Cosmic Power again. And speaking of which, there's Cosmic Power, drawing some more cards. Still searching for some more energy cards, so they can deal some damage. And they did get the Scramble Energy, and because the opponent doesn't have a Crystal Beach, it does count as a triple Rainbow Energy. Yeah, there's the attack. Dual Splash, hitting the active Leafeon for only 10 damage, but they do take the KO against the bench one. Once again, tying the game. Both players are really close. They're down to just 2 prizes remaining apiece. Okay, the Leafeon player is going to be activating their Night Maintenance, searching the discard pile for their Leafeon level X that was just KO'd, along with the Magmar and a Magmortar to be shuffled back into the deck. Here we see the cards being shuffled, so let's see if the player can draw back into their Leafeon with Claydol. Okay, but first they're going to be using Celios Network to search for Magmar. Magmar's going to be getting a Fire Energy now. Okay, there we see the Crystal Beach finally coming down to negate the Scramble Energy, and there we see the Cosmic Power. Drawing some more cards. Did the player draw into the Leafeon level X? Okay, no they did not. They're going to be attacking with Leaf Guard, hitting for 60 damage. And now they're going to be shielded by 20 damage on their opponent's next turn. Okay, the Empoleon player is going to be benching a Duskull and another Warp Point. So Leafeon switches out for Claydol, and Empoleon switches out for Chatot. Okay, the Empoleon player is going to be needing some water energies right now to power up their water-type Pokemon, because the Scramble Energy doesn't really do anything right now. There we see a Cessation Crystal coming down to the Duskull, and another one onto the Piplup. Okay, the player's just trying to get their hand size down to draw some more cards with Cosmic Power. They drew, I think that was 5 cards. So let's see what they got. They got BB Search, swapping out 1 card from the hand for any Pokemon from the deck, searching out another Empoleon. Do they have the Rare Candy? They still need a Water Energy to at least use a Dual Splash. Okay, they do have a Rare Candy to evolve their Piplup now. And yes, they do have another Water Energy for the Empoleon, so they can at least use the first attack to spread some damage. So let's see where the damage is going to be going. There's the attack, Dual Splash, hitting Claydol and Magmar for 30 damage apiece. They're just going to be going around that Leafeon because it does have that Water-type resistance. Okay, back over to the Leafeon side now. There we see a Warp Point from the Leafeon side. Swapping out, it's going to be the Empoleon swapping out for, it looks like Tauros. And Claydol's going to be switching out with the Leafeon. Okay, yeah, Tauros can take a hit from Leafeon. And it does have a 1 energy retreat cost, so it looks like that was their best bet, as Chatot would have been KO'd along with the Duskull, and Claydol needs 2 energy to retreat. Okay, and the Claydol activated Cosmic Power, followed by Celios Network to search the deck for Magmortar. They got their Magmortar back in play. There's the attack. Leaf Guard. Yeah, Leaf Guard, hitting for 60 damage. Once again, shielding Leafeon by 20 damage during their opponent's next turn. There we see the Cosmic Power from the Empoleon side's Claydol. Drawing 4 cards. Does the player have a Water Energy to retreat their Tauros? Oh, actually, they're going to be attaching the Water Energy to their Empoleon. they're going to be letting their Tauros get KO'd. There we see the Steven's Advice, drawing 3 cards from the deck. The player has to be careful not to deck themselves out. And they just passed their turn. Yeah, Tauros is going to be getting KO'd this turn. There we see a multi-energy coming down to the Magmortar, followed by Cosmic Power. Yeah, both sides are looking like they might be getting really low on their deck size. How many cards is that left? I think it's like 3, maybe 4 cards left. Yeah, 4 cards! There's the attack. Leaf Guard taking the KO against Tauros. Taking another prize card. Leafeon players down to their final prize card. As long as they can take 1 more KO, they can win this game. On the other side, there we see Chatot coming into the active spot, followed by the player activating a Night Maintenance, searching the discard pile for, okay, the Tauros. Oh, and that was it! Just Tauros. The player doesn't have to choose 3 cards. It says up to 3 cards, so only chose the Tauros to increase their odds of finding it, because with Tauros they can get rid of the Crystal Beach to activate their Scramble energies again. Okay, Cosmic Power just drew 1 card. Did they get the Tauros? Okay, not yet. There we see a Copycat. Oh, actually, hold on. The Empoleon is fully powered up with water energy anyway, so they don't need the Scramble energy right now. But Copycat did draw 7 cards, so let's see what they got. Okay, actually, yeah, they are going to be using the Tauros, using its Poke Power Crush Chance to get rid of the Crystal Beach. And they have a rare candy. Oh, okay, here we go. Duskull evolves into Dusknoir. And Dusknoir is going to be the one to get the Scramble energy. So now it's going to be fully powered up to use its attack Hard Feelings. Here we go. Yeah, Dusknoir can take the KO against Leafeon in 1 hit. Hard Feelings doesn't deal damage. It places damage counters to get around the shielding effect. So it places a total of 10 damage counters on Leafeon to take the KO. And now both sides are tied at 1 prize remaining apiece. Although it looks like Dusknoir might be stuck right now because both players are tied. The Scramble energy only counts for a single energy card instead of the triple rainbow. So Dusknoir can't attack anymore, plus it can't retreat. It needs 3 energy to retreat. On the other side, there we see the Claydol coming into the active spot. The player's going to be using Roseanne's Research for nothing. Okay, they were just searching to see what they had left in their deck. Okay, there we see a Windstorm to get rid of both of the Cessation Crystals, giving both players access to their Poke Powers and Poke Bodies again. Okay, the Leafeon players down to their final 3 cards in deck. And there we see Warp Point. So Warp Point's going to be swapping out Magmortar and Dusknoir for the Tauros. Followed by Cosmic Power. Okay, there's another Crystal Beach. Not that it does anything, because, like I said, both players are tied 1 prize remaining apiece, so Scramble Energy does nothing. But they did get the Cessation Crystal, and there's the attack. Flame Blast hitting for 40 damage. 1 more attack will take the KO against his Tauros. Oh, never mind. Tauros going to be paying the retreat cost to promote the Empoleon. It looks like that's going to be the game. Empoleon can take the KO against his Magmortar for the final prize card. There's the attack. Surf together, taking the KO against Magmortar to take the final prize card. And there's the handshake! Empoleon is your winner! So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help the channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.